I think it's going to be really fun to talk about both movies and compare them because a sequel versus an original, and what an original it is. Welcome to Spine with Aaron D. I'm Aaron D, and I'm excited to talk about the Disney Movie Bracket Challenge. We're in round 2, and this side we're on the Pixar side. I really think these two movies are really interesting to have compared to. We have Monsters University, which is a sequel to Monsters Incorporated, versus Toy Story, which is the movie that changed animation as we know it today. Toy Story was Pixar's very first full-length animated movie, and it changed all of animation for Disney. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about the music. Now, both movies have Randy Newman as the composer. I think this is really interesting to compare two soundtracks really by the same person. I love Randy Newman's soundtracks because he does such an incredible job of capturing each movie. Now, when it comes to Montreal University, he really captures the college theme, the kind of go get 'em theme you get in college with makes you feel like you're at a football game. So I think it really is outstanding and does a fantastic job of capturing that in his songs in Monsters University. And while that's really good, nothing beats Toy Story soundtrack. You Got a Friend in Me is one of the biggest hits of Disney of all time. This song, every time it plays, brings chills. I mean, this song basically changed Disney music. I'm sorry, but it did. I know a lot of people disagree with me. But even though I'm not the biggest Toy Story fan, I will admit that Toy Story song, You've Got a Friend in Me, every time it plays, it brings you back to that moment watching Toy Story and just makes you feel like Disney. It does a great job. And this song is a theme that I think everybody loves. And it captures the relationship between Andy and all of his toys. It is the opening song in Toy Story, I believe.
You saved the day again, Woody.
You're my favorite deputy.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
And it just perfectly sets you up for the whole movie itself. You've Got a Friend in Me is the toys have a friend in each other. They have a friend in Andy, and they get through this life journey together as friends. And I think that's fantastic. Now let's talk about the cast and the characters. When we go into Monsters University, we bring back Billy Crystal as Mike and John Goodman as Sulley. These two do an outstanding job and are just an outstanding duo. And it's interesting to see them go from best friends in Monsters Incorporated to two people who can't stand each other in this prequel. I mean, I couldn't believe it. These two characters were glued to each other. They had each other's back. They were ride or die in Monsters Incorporated. So it was really fun to see their journey of how they got there. So I love the other characters we got to meet. I love the frat brothers. I loved Dean Hardscrabble, who is terrifying, actually. That's voiced by Helen Mirren. All the Misfits, they were really fun. They're outstanding characters. But let's switch gears because I could talk about Monsters University all day long. And let's talk about Toy Story. These two just became iconic. That would, of course, be Tom Hanks as Woody and Tim Allen as Buzz Lightyear. These two start off hating each other, or, well, at least our Woody hates Buzz Lightyear, and they go from two characters that couldn't be more different to two characters that are not only best friends, but they are protective of everybody else in their toy box. They are the group leaders, and somehow or another, they figure out how to share that position. And I love that. They go from one's a favorite toy to the other's a favorite toy to, well, maybe they're both the favorite toy. So I think it's really fun to go through the journey of seeing our two iconic characters who really change Disney. by this first Pixar movie. So you can't beat Tim Allen and Tom Hanks, two of the biggest stars of, well, ever. So having them team up in Toy Story, I mean, it was just going to be legendary. So getting a little deeper into Monsters University, I think really goes into depth more on the Mike and Sulley. Yes, we see how they go from enemies to best friends, but we also see how they learn to accept their limitations, which is hard for anyone to do. And they learn a really important life lesson that what you plan isn't always what happens. And they not only accept it, they embrace it together. They go from two people who can't stand each other to two people who can't live without each other. And isn't that what life's all about, is finding that person that completes you? And even if it's a friend. So let's switch gears to Toy Story, the movie that changed it all. Toy Story was the story of a boy who had his favorite toy, Andy, the cowboy. And then all of a sudden, we see the Space Ranger Buzz Lightyear buzz right into his face. And Woody has to learn to share Andy's affection. And it's about loyalty, friendship, and what it really means to love someone. Because when you really love someone, you can share their affections. Because even if they love someone else, doesn't mean they love you any less. I love the life lessons in Toy Story. May not be my favorite movie, but I do recognize that it is a movie that has changed storytelling forever. So, wow. You gotta get up to Toy Story.
If you're enjoying this video, hit that subscribe so you don't miss out on more fun. And please give us a like.
Now, let's talk about the box office success or failure. Well, I can tell you both movies were a success. Now, Monsters University, 743 million worldwide, and it holds 78% on the Rotten Tomato. Audience love the return of Monsters World, and they love all the characters that we got to meet. It really got a little bit more in depth with our characters, and it proved that this franchise isn't going anywhere. Now, Toy Story, now, it may not have grossed as big as Monsters University, but for 1995, I think this is incredible. 373 million worldwide. Wow. And it was 100% rating on Rotten Tomato. I mean, could it do any better? Well, yeah, because it actually got nominated for Academy Award. That is 3 Academy Awards. And won a Special Achievement Award for being the first fully computer animated film. Wow. Toy Story, you started it all, and thank you, because we would not have the universes we have if we hadn't had Toy Story.
And now some pros and cons for each movie, starting with Monsters University. The pros: faithful legacy, stays true to the beloved Monsters Inc. tone while exploring fresh territory. Stellar voice acting, Billy Crystal and John Goodman's chemistry shines through. Visual masterpiece, technically flawless animation that's absolutely gorgeous. Heart and humor, perfect blend of laughs and meaningful emotional moments. Creative world building, brilliant take on college life in the Monster Universe. And now, the cons. Familiar territory, falls into some predictable college movie cliches. Less groundbreaking, not as innovative as an earlier Pixar masterpieces. High expectations, some felt it didn't quite match the originality of as its predecessor. And now, for Toy Story. The pros: historic achievement, first ever fully computer animated feature film. Timeless story, heartfelt tale of friendship and overcoming jealousy. Iconic characters, Woody and Buzz Lightyear became instant classics. Technical innovation, revolutionary animation with fluid camera work. Multi-generational magic, appeals equally to kids and adults. The cons: conventional plot, some found the story structure predictable for its time. Dated animation, early CGI looks less polished compared to modern standards. And lastly, simple storytelling, less complex plotting than some later Pixar films.
Let me know in comments below who you're voting for. I can't wait to see who makes the next round. I think both films are really interesting to compare because of one being the original to Pixar and one being a prequel to one of our movies. So I think it's really fun to compare these two. Now, lasting impressions, I think the monsters aren't going anywhere. These characters are beloved and sweet and kind, and they show you that having a best friend, they may not look like you. They may have strengths you don't have, but having a best friend that has strengths you don't have is being stronger. Because being different and being best friends, that's what it's all about. Because they make you better and you make them better. And I love the life lesson in that. Toy Story, this film, well, it's about the group of toys that are a family. And we will see them go through many changes in Andy's room and outside. I am not a Toy Story fan, but I have to give it up for Toy Story because they started it all. We wouldn't have Monsters University. We wouldn't have The Incredibles had we not had Toy Story. They brought us all of it. So, thanks, Toy Story. And lasting impressions, I absolutely love the song You've Got a Friend in Me. It's one of the best songs Disney has ever come out with. I'm just saying, in my opinion. For closing, thank you for joining me through both these movies. Yes, I know who I'll be voting for, but I really do hope Toy Story keeps going, for my sister's sake, that is. She does not like that I'm not a Toy Story fan, but I do appreciate what Toy Story has brought us. And so, thank you as always for joining me. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and find a reason to smile today. Bye, everybody.